Now, question. Okay. Is it live? Let's actually not do this where other people can actually see it. See. Yeah, okay, it's still stuck on the original. So I watched it. It's actually. I don't like how I sound like I'm on a freaking radio from the 50s, but okay, doable. Very, very much doable, and it's working. So that is. I hope it hasn't stopped like that, but worry about that later. Has put itself where it needs to be. Actually, wait. Chat for this. Cool. Uh, I need you to sit in. Can I not on here? Right. Why are you not giving your own separate window? Oh, I see. Okay. That's gonna make this hard to. I mean, I won't. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, I don't think anyone's gonna be here, but I'll just have to apologize in advance because, yeah. How do I unlock you from? How do I? I know. Yeah, I know how to do this. All right. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm just gonna do it today. I'm glad. I'm glad I'm doing this. I am glad I'm doing this. Now, right. I've done that's that back. Okay, put that right there. Cable. Oh, bollocks. It's. How do I fix this? up for this. Oh, crap basket. Not that. Uh, okay. Yeah, that's gonna screw up the window, but if I were, I can open. Okay. Go. Well, wait. If I did that, I wouldn't need you. I could just at that point. Pop it back out. Dock anywhere, homie. I need to just stay on the screen for God's sake. There we go. Cool. Now we can actually, play the game. Where what this is telling me is definitely need to um I don't think I'd ever live stream this game in particular, but seems like a good a place as any to do the thing I want to do. Nice. Right, let's get to it. Need to grab. This is mainly a stream slash internet test to see if it'll hold together. Does he not have a pet right now? Answers. Awesome. Alright, whatever. Not a problem later. Actually, I just realized, with the 30 intelligence from, Phoenix, actually, the Stonehand timer actually works pretty well. So that's a stun probability. 12%? Really? Did I run out of paint bullet? Probably. Again, this is more of just like a stream test, but something that still bugs me about this when they redid this game, they nerfed Stonehand into the dirt. Like, it is obscene how freaking badly they murdered the skill. because it still works much the same way in uh like this, but bosses are practically immune to stun. Like giants are practically immune to stun, which means this class went from being like one of my favorite boss fighters being absolutely worthless. And that is why I stopped playing this guy. Why he's only level 67, despite the fact that I've got everybody, despite him being my first main character, no joke, Brew came first, Jinx came second, and yet this is the guy that got abandoned the quickest after I realized how effectively useless he was compared to like every other class. I still like the Bill Poster, still probably my favorite class, but lock penetration plus 10. Okay, that's new. I really went out of my way to buy him a Cloak of Strong, though. What was I thinking? Am I trying to bring this guy back from the dead? Is that what that was? Yeah, whatever. Find out later. So the only problem that I actually have with this guy as opposed to, you know, the rest of my classes, it all boils down to the fact that he takes so much damage in comparison. And it just eats up way more resources. What happens is buffs. Everything's maxed except for mental sign. VPs don't really need. It just means I have to redo his buff like every like 2 minutes. But it's not. That's not a bad trade-off. Pierce Serpent. I forgot about it. That on it. Okay, that's a new skill. Be immune to crowd control. Also lose to cast skills and increased incoming healing. I do not know how that new end game. I don't know how these dungeons work. I'm mostly a solo player, so it's kind of like a foreign language to me. Don't I actually have a Dork Knuckle somewhere? But there's no way. There's. If I get this guy to 75, I'm going to be entirely honest. I'll be surprised. He's not bad. Like, this is respectable damage for, you know, level 67. But, I mean, aside from the needing to replace this, Or necklace with the clockwork one. It's just not a whole lot, I don't know, care about? I don't know. Something to think about. But it's not. That's I'd like to probably fight the small ones. Some decreased damage and the fact that the smaller ones don't heal. But I digress. Oh, the desync is real. But I want to see. And it, better does that make him? That is a major difference. Holy crap. Way too much effort for, a stream test, but oh wow. That actually bumped its attack speed up to 100? It does! Huh. Alright. Something to keep in the back pocket. Attack speed there. So plus 35% attack speed puts me where I gotta go. Got it. Well, technically it's plus 50 with the attack speed on the knuckle. Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna reapply it, but it's nice to know what I'm at my maximum capability, what I'm capable of. That's respectable. Like if I were to do like a proper like grind heavy expedition with this guy, I could at least know what's up. Oh, no cut frames. Good. Almost good. Oh, fine. So one of the reasons I guess if I watch this back that I'm doing this is more just to see if my internet is as unstable as it's always been, because there are some things I've wanted to do in a more live format where I don't have to think as hard. I used to do this, so I'm also fiddling around with OBS in the background trying to remember how this works. Aqua Breath. Would I stream this game? Eh? I'm not basing my channel around it. This is just what I want to play at the moment. But yeah, I'm not expecting anyone to actually tune into this. This is gonna be for me to watch back and try to together like, hey, this is what needs to be looked at. This is what needs to be dealt with. Who knows? I'm not gonna dive super hard into content creation again, but I wouldn't mind giving this whole, at least giving this long-standing YouTube channel some. So this you know what? I almost want to call it a durability test. This test. So I'm probably going to be going for about another. I don't know, if the meds kick in before the hour's up, I'll probably cut it at around 30 or 45. But I'm gonna try to go for an hour just to see, like, hey, can it hold up for X amount of time? Side note, for 20 minutes of streaming, already gotten 10% out of it, so not bad. Problem is, I've already gone through way more candy than I would on anybody else, aside from probably Maven. What makes me sad, though, is, like, I love this class. Like, BP is probably, like, my favorite, like, combat class in the game. Just because there's, like, no frills to it. It is just, you put your buffs on, swap weapons, put on 2 more buffs, and go to town. Ain't a skill chain you gotta learn. And if you don't have, you know, this or First Crack, you don't have to worry about AoE. It's just, the downside is, though, unfortunately, like, Ranger or a Bow Jester does 1v1 better because of the ability to dodge almost all incoming damage. And I think, in my personal opinion, like, Knight does AoE better for if you're standing there taking a beating because it's got enough defensive buffs to pretty much make you immortal. With even a mediocre gear set. Like, I could actually solo, like, AoE with Maven with just Phoenix's buffs. I actually originally leveled Phoenix with Maven, my knight. I just stopped doing it because, I got irritated at the jankiness of, how you get stuck on objects and stuff. It actually got him killed quite a bit. Because with the inability, like, with the melee problem, having to actually run up and smack your enemies in the face, you couldn't create a path that avoided these. Like, I'll just prove my point real quick. So, for example, I would hop over this. Really? Oh, he kind of got a hiccup there, but of course I want to prove it, like, right now, but of course that's not how that's going to go. But, long story short, half the time when you run into an object like that, you will just rubber band on it, and it's just obnoxious. Speaking of Rangers lead the way. Who's up? Matt back up. Really? really wish there was a way to get these off the screen, but whatever. Okay, so... You know what? I mean, I was about to say, could we get a level out of this? No, that's just not gonna happen. Okay, so no more no drop frames. Connections holding steady. Okay. Bad. But yes. The biggest problem with build posters as opposed to everything else in this game, unlike before where build poster could be a one-man army, it's different now because of a lot of system changes and the fact that, again, they nerfed Stonehand into the dirt. Again, Ranger's basically untouchable and way more cost-effective because of it, so you're not constantly having to buy food, and a stack of arrows only costs 10k. So, yeah, at the beginning, it's nowhere near as cost-friendly because you pretty much have to level with Junk Arrow for like 30 levels to be anywhere remotely properly effective with the class, unless you've got, like, this kind of Ringmaster support. But, you know, it just, full dexterity, it's just better. Like, my build is, what is it? I think I went for, like, trying to do the cookie cutter or something like that. It was what I was going for, and yeah. At Knights, they actually gave Knights the ability to use a shield now, so if you just want to bulkier 1v1 in that regard, just pick out the Knight. It's just, because it was able to buff itself, you didn't need a healer, and then they've made it into something that's respectable, but easily outclassed by, unfortunately, damn near everything. Sorry. That's me responding to someone on Discord. Okay. Alright. That. Oh, I swear I hate myself for this whole big thing of like. Why did I pick this? I could have busted out Rin. Ah, whatever. I don't give myself enough reason to play this character. I even haven't even bothered to get a Guardian Knuckle for him because... Oh, for... Sir, 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 sir. Don't smack the healer. He has done nothing wrong. Leave him alone. Oh, I guess I want to talk a little bit more about how the old build poster used to work. So, the old build poster used to be the quintessential boss fighter, because, again, it still is, quote-unquote, the jack of all trades, but there are two changes that made it go from quintessential boss fighter to absolutely useless. Change 1. Bosses can now do AoE attacks like other games, like they do in other games, so melee range is often either impossible to dodge, considering it's all done at random, or um, considering it's all done at random, or if you do manage to dodge it and it casts another one, you're going to get hit by that one because this game is kind of delayed sometimes because it is web-based. So it can have some huge problems with desync and what have you, but that's neither here nor there. The second issue is, again, I want to stress this enough, they nerfed Stonehand into the dirt. Because you could, in the past, basically do a boss like these trash mobs. Okay, that's a useless card. Get rid of that. You could do the bosses like these trash mobs here. Was it cheap? Yes. But did you have to sit there and, wait for... Because before this became a browser game, for you to dual client used to be way more of a headache because when this used to have its own client, it was so unstable that if you tried to tab over to do something and you had 2 or 3 characters up, there were just times, but it even does this in tabs, where the other tab would lock up, would just soft lock. Your character would still be in the game, but it would soft lock. You couldn't interact, couldn't press a button, couldn't do anything. So it is improved in that way, but getting a healer or a ringmaster full support character like this to follow you around was a lot more flip a coin. And they also used to be way squishier. I like that change in universe because in the old versions like Fly Fifth Gold, um him sitting here and even being 10 levels higher than these carrier bombs, he could still get one shot. Oh, for oh, the FP cards, damn it. Um, he could still get one shot down here just because, I don't know, they didn't take level into account in terms of stats back then. But now they do, so, for example, never mind. He could probably take 2, 3 hits from these before he dies, so it's a much better change. But the second part of this whole thing is bosses now, giants as they call them, they gain a resistance to being stunned. And the problem with that is exactly what you'd think, because this is probably the only thing saving me from eating through the rest of my another gore necklace need. The rest of my supplies even quicker. Because one punch is enough for me to have to use one of these. And the only thing that's stopping me from taking damage is this ability. So that was the most cost-effective way to go boss hunting back in the day. So now I hate using this term because it pisses me off, but it's not wrong. So now the meta is just to get a ranger because they've got range to dodge attacks, are almost untouchable because their dexterity is so high, and lastly, they can dodge the AoEs because half the time it's done in like an arc or a circle around you or whatever. And Acrobat comes with the ability, if you can get it off properly, it'll save you. It's Fast Walker, which at max level gives you an extra 30% run speed for 20-ish seconds. So you can see that circle underneath your feet, press the button, and just nope on out of there. Or be standing right at the end or the edge of that AoE, and thus not have to worry about getting hit by it. So the meta has just shifted. Whereas now, if I wanted a boss fight, I'd be breaking out Phoenix here, buffing up my Ranger, you know, Rin right here, buffing her up, and just having her go fight giants by herself. Which is not bad. It gets the job done. It's just, you know, I'd rather not. Side note, and back on topic, like everything's still holding up well on the, from OBS. You know what, let's play Russian roulette. See what we get. Anything good? Really? 2 of those? Eh. Okay, see, this is giving me, I don't know if I'd call it hope or whatever, but it's good to see because that means if I wanted to, I guess, stream as opposed to record some gaming sessions that aren't necessarily this, I could do that. I've been thinking about playing, like, I don't know, Fallout. I have 3, 4, and New Vegas on this PC. So I was thinking about doing that. I could also actually download some mods for Skyrim to make it stable, so I could play that. Total War Warhammer 3. I'm trying to learn that game. I want to get into playing more grand strategy games because they're a lot of fun to watch. And I can see the appeal. It's my impatience that keeps screwing me over. Because the idea in my head
of just sitting there and just building up my empire for like 100 turns without, I don't know, doing anything against my opponent is it's something I can't deal with. And I find that funny because it preys upon my worst trait as a person, and that is I am absolutely the most impatient. And I don't even know if I'd call it that need for instant gratification so much as it is I'm just sitting here going, okay, um, if I don't go to them, they'll come to me, and then I'm gonna get caught off guard. Yeah, that did 400 damage. This dude could survive a beating. But yeah, that's my logic there. It's just, I feel like I need to be aggressive because if I'm not, they will be, and then it's like I don't want to lose by being overly cautious. So I end up being overly aggressive, and I always reach a point where I overextend and just pretty much make my empire collapse. Because I pretty much send my army as deep into enemy territory as I can get them, and then wonder why it is that I'm dying. I also have another idea that I wouldn't want to make a video on, but more of a stream. And that is, I want to pick up 2x KO and start trying to learn it. I have no care or love for League of Legends, but I want to play it because one, it's not a fighting game I have to pay for, and two, it's getting enough attention to where if I could get good at it, I could potentially start participating in tournaments again. It's half the reason I don't really do that is because I don't have that kind of money to throw down on a brand new fighting game, and usually an extra, you know, 20, 30, 40 bucks for a character or a season pass. So it would be a good way to break back into the genre without having to, you know, put some finances at risk for the. Oh, I also play on pad, so. If I did get like really into it, I would want to shell. That's something I would want to shell out the money for. A good fight stick. I always grew up on pad, but as I grow older, my hands don't like that as much as they used to. Heck, biggest problem about the whole hands don't work that way no more is I can't play Guitar Hero anymore. That's been a thing for many years, but it still upsets me every time I think about it. Because I used to play Guitar Hero all the time for, I don't know. One, I like the game, and two, I like the, I like working out, like, or, I don't know. I take very good care of my hands. I say that with a big scar, a pocket knife on my right hand, but that's not the point. Like, I'm the type of person I would rather break my leg than break a finger. Because, you know, I play games and whatnot. That's something that keeps me sane. And I also write. And by write, I mean type in a notepad, so my hands are super important. So yeah. But yeah, I would play Guitar Hero to kind of just, you know, make sure that I could keep everything smooth and it was the way I worked. I don't like saying work out my fingers. That sounds weird, but that's why I did it. You know, because with having to move your hands, up and down like that, and constantly needing to tap the buttons, it's great, like, exercise for that regard. I don't know what finger strength has to do with my hobbies, but it was something I cared about back then. I just can't do it anymore. Because the second I try, about 2 or 3 songs in, and I can't feel my hands anymore. uh... Time marches on and death comes for us all. What's funny though is, well, I can't do that anymore. I could play DDR. Fun fact: during my old streaming days, I actually did play that on stream a lot. And I would let my viewers pick the songs because, it was just a fun time. I still have the dance mats and everything. I just don't play it because I have neighbors downstairs, and, I don't want to deal with noise complaints no more. Not fun. Not fun at all. Alrighty. $13 left. Let's do a little check on back. Drop frames 0. KBPS also sitting at a respectable 9K, which is where I have it. Nice. Yeah, this will be the last round of buffs. That will be my timer for cutting this off. You know, not bad. I think the last time, just to talk about something different, I think the last time I brought Phoenix out here to help Noru with the leveling thing, I think he was right at 75. So these buffs were way less powerful. And the timers were probably about 2, or maybe not 2 or 3 minutes, but at least a minute, minute and a half shorter. When I break him out with, like, Rin for an actual leveling session, I actually use his buffs as a sort of, strict timer. Once an hour's gone by, which is like 10 rounds of buffs, I usually just call it there. And if I'm feeling up to it, I'll spring for a second hour or whatever. Because I can't just sit on my computer in my chair and play games for extended periods anymore. Like, my back is killing me. So what I usually do is I will still sit here and have something on YouTube up or whatnot, but I'll have my chair, like, turned towards something and I prop my feet up because my lower back is unfortunately rapidly deteriorating. But old man grumblings aside, I use this as a timer because 10-11 minutes, I know after I've done X rounds of buffs, and usually 5 or 6, I know that like, hey, your timer's up. Either hop on a board, get up, stretch your legs, grab a drink, do all that. And I start looking at, and when I sit back down, I start analyzing stats, like, how much did I make in an hour? How many enemies did I kill? How much EXP did I get? So I can at least figure out, you know, um, how I want to, continue. If I decide to continue, or if I come back to it, it lets me develop a strategy. Is it a good one? No. Because if I wanted to be the most effective version of, or play the most effective version of a character that I could, well, I'll just keep it real. +5 won't cut it. Like, +3 won't cut it. You would need +10s for the that they offer, and you'll want to have your suit pierced 4 times, which they made that, the odds of that astronomically low now. And you get +16 or +28 attack strength. It's a paywall if you want to min-max this game. That's why I don't. But I think, without spending a dime... Oh. I wish I could get up stats that good on things that mattered. What? That's insane. Dude. Oh, that would make a killing if it was just... that's annoying. Anyway. What was I saying? I don't remember. Yeah. Oh, I was talking about, like, looking at stats and whatnot. I think it's important how you take this game. It would be better, in my opinion, if anyone was, like, looking to get into this game for any reason, to take it with a casual mentality. Don't... Sadly, I would say pick what you like to play, but there's a distinct... There's very much a, you will have a bad time if you pick X class problem. Especially for new players. That makes it hard to recommend certain things. Like, hey, don't make your first class a magician. Unless you've got proper support. Or, go make a full intelligence ringmaster with Moonbeam instead of trying to make a ringmaster that actually fights, because it's way more effective. That's probably the most effective leveling you can get done, because the full intelligence gives you better buffs, increases the damage output you can do with Moonbeam, which already does an insane amount of damage for what it is, and oh, I don't know what else to say about it. It's really good. That's all there is to say about it. Like, there's a genuine tier list for classes in this game. Some are just... Some need a fat wallet, and some you can just get by with bare minimum. Oh, of course. I was wondering why I was taking so much damage. remembering the stun button, stun skill, help. Where are my bomb timers? 39. I think that's enough. That's not why I'm here. Whatever. I'm talking like I'm actually going to be leveling this guy. No, I'm not. Because I can't just I can't shut my brain off for this, because if I do, he's gonna die. And it's, yeah, if once these buffs run off, that should be right at the hour I was hoping to get. Am I gonna watch this back? Probably. Probably muted, because I hate the sound of my own voice, but I want to see how, YouTube handles the stream, if it gets compressed all to hell and back or not. But, yeah, OBS settings and whatnot are fine. All looks good. All looks actually very good. And I've even managed to get away where if I play this game specifically, I can just pop out the chat box. What I would have to do for other games, though, since I run a single monitor setup, though, is probably, play like this and put it windowed mode. Oh, man. God, you know, if pets weren't so ridiculously expensive to, like, make, like, to feed and everything, I totally would love it. This is a great way to make money. It's just not... And, like, if you've got the patience and the time, you can make more money in this game doing that than you'll ever know what to do with. It's a patience thing for me. So you get to see things like this. If I had a pair of harvesting gloves, I can equip them, grab it, you know, grab some, I think, cloudberries, exoberries, whatever the one is for this area, I don't remember. Grab a couple of those. And turn it into pet food. You could sell I see people selling pets in this game for millions, but that comes with a caveat. It costs about that same amount in millions to make them, so they're just getting their money back at that stage. That's why I don't do it. I think the most, like, I've done in the spend money to make money category is Phoenix here made 14 million today, selling a bunch of quest items, right? So the funny thing about that is, a lot of that was buying up the quest items people were selling for, like, stupidly cheap prices. For like 10K a pop, turning around and selling them for 2.5 times the price and making a profit that way. Is it a bit, you know, mean-spirited to do that? Sure. But, I mean, it's like, I have a whole, I have one more level before I have to deck her out in a whole new set of gear. I need the money. I don't care. Anyway, yep. Ding ding. 1 hour. The 1 hour mark is up. So that's it for me. Um No drop frames, stable internet, like stable upload rate. Good. It all checks out. It's all great. Awesome. I don't know when I'll do another stream again, but it's nice to know, at least from this one stream, that I can if I want to. Anybody who watches this, why you would, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. I'm out. Take care of yourselves. Be good to one another. So on, so on, so on.